Hello students, today we are going to discuss the poem Village Song by Sarojini Naidu. Students, let me first recite the poem. Full are my peaches, far to carry, lone is the way and long. Why, oh why, was I tempted to tarry, lured by the boatman's song? Swiftly the shadows of night are falling. Here, oh here is the white crane calling. Is it the wild owl's cry? There are not tender moonbeams to light me. If in the darkness a serpent should bite me, or if an evil spirit should smite me, Ram Re Ram, I shall die. My brother will murmur, why doth she linger? My mother will wait and weep, saying, "O save me, the great gods bring her. The Jamuna's waters are deep. The Jamuna's waters rush by so quickly. The shadows of evening gather so thickly, like black birds in the sky. Oh, if a storm breaks, what will betide me? Safe from the lightning, where shall I hide me? Unless thou succor my footsteps and guide me, Ram Re Ram, I shall die. Okay, students, this is all about the poet. When she was born, her place of birth, father's name, mother's name, where she studied, her associations and movements, and some important publications. Kindly go through all this. Now let us look at the meanings of some difficult words. You try to memorize them. Students, I'll be explaining the first stanza to you now. Full are my peaches and far to carry, lone is the way and long. So you see, the poem begins with the description of a daily practice of women in the villages. Every day they have to walk long distances to the river to fetch their pitchers with water. So the setting is rural, it's rustic, and it's an Indian village where the poet has described the plight of young women, maidens, especially girls, going to the river banks and filling their pitchers with water. Now, here there is a description of a maiden, a young girl who goes to the bank of the river Jamuna, and she is delayed there. Why is she delayed? Because she was tempted to listen to the song of a boatman. The mesmerizing song of the boatman cast a spell on her, and she waited there listening to that beautiful song for a long time. It was only after some time that when she saw that night was approaching, there was darkness all around, that she realized that she had made a blunder by staying there for so long. She was filled with fear as to how to go back home. So the first two lines, full are my peaches and far to carry, lone is the way and long. So she's saying that her peaches, you know what are peaches? Have you seen peaches? Those earthen pots, you can say, where village women fill them with water. So she was carrying pitchers and she was on her way home. And far to carry, she had to carry the pitchers to a long distance. Lone is the way and long. The way to her home is lonely and it is long. Why, oh why was I tempted to tarry? So she questions herself. She gets annoyed with herself and she's also scared at the same time. And she repents of the mistake that she made. Why did she wait there for a long time? Why did she delay? Tarry means delay. Stay back. Lured by the boatman's song. Lured means to be tempted. She waited there. When she heard the song of the boatman, it was so beautiful, it was so melodious that she waited there and listened to it for a long time with rapt attention. Swiftly the shadows of night are falling. Swiftly means very fast. Shadows of night are falling means darkness is approaching. It's becoming dark. It's night time. Here, oh, here is the white crane calling. Then she hears the white crane calling. You all know what are cranes? Cranes are white birds. So she mistakes the sound of the white cranes to be the cry of the owl. So here it indicates the superstitious mind of the Indians. As her mind was filled with superstitions, she thought the sound of the crane to be the wild owl's cry, and the cry of the owl is considered ominous, an evil sign. There are no tender moonbeams to light me. So everything was dark, and it was not a moonlit night. If in the darkness a serpent should bite me, she's so scared that in the darkness a snake might come and smite her, might bite her. Or if an evil spirit should smite me. Smite me means to be an evil spirit might cast a bad spell upon her, and she might be affected by the evil spirits around. Ram Re Ram, I shall die. So being in a helpless situation, she utters the name of God. Ram Re Ram, please come to rescue me. Now look at the second stanza. My brother will murmur, why doth she linger? My mother will wait and weep, saying, oh save, may the great gods bring her. So now she's worried about her parents at home, about her brother, how he would react, what the mother would do. So what will the brother say? My brother will murmur. Murmur means speak in a soft tone. Why doth she linger? Why did she linger? Why did she move around? And what will the mother say? My mother will wait and weep. So she will cry, being worried about the safety of her daughter, saying, oh save me, the great gods bring her. So she will pray to the Almighty for the safety of her daughter. The Jamuna's waters are deep. The Jamuna's waters rush by so quickly. So she will be worried because there are dangers associated with the river, mighty river Jamuna. The Jamuna's waters rush by so quickly. So you know the rush of the river Jamuna. The shadows of evening gather so quickly. Shadows of evening refer to the darkness of the night. Like, this is a simile here. It's compared to what? Like black birds in the sky. The darkness of the sky is compared to the black birds in the sky. Oh, if the storm breaks, what will betide me? Now she's worried about the storm. She thinks that there would be storm and lightning. And then in such a situation, what will happen to her? Betide means what will happen to me? Safe from the lightning, where shall I hide me? So as it's a lonely place and she's all alone, lingering there, she's worried if there is storm and lightning, where will I go to take shelter? Who will take care of me? Who will rescue me? In utter helplessness, fear and anxiety, what does she do? She utters the name of God again. Unless thou here T is capital, you can see it means she is praying to God, to the Almighty. Thou succor my footsteps and guide me. Thou comes to my rescue. May God come to her rescue and help her, take her home. Ram Re Ram, I shall die. Again exclamation. Ram Re Ram, she prays to God to help her to come out of such a situation. Now I'll discuss some important points related to the poem. The first point is folk song. So it said that this poem is a folk song. So what do we mean by a folk song? It actually originates in a particular area or country, and it is transferred by the oral tradition from one generation to the other. So this poem is said to be in the form of a folk song. Then we come to the Indianness of the poem. Definitely the poet is an Indian poet writing in English. So you see the setting is totally Indian. It's a rural background where a scene of some young woman carrying water from the river Jamuna is described. And then there are other things also, like the superstitious beliefs of the Indians are reflected here. Then the strong family bonding they have, like the girl getting worried about her brother and mother at home. She is not only concerned about her own safety, but she also thinks about her family. So these are some important points that I need to discuss. Then coming to the Radha Krishna myth. This is a very important point to be discussed in this poem. So the Radha Krishna myth. So you have seen that she was tempted, the maiden was tempted by the boatman's song. And according to the poet, the boatman is compared to whom? Lord Krishna, the eternal flute player. So you see that you all know how Lord Krishna used to play the flute and how the gopis used to get mesmerized by the song of this boatman, the eternal flute player. So here also the maiden was carried away by the song of Lord Krishna symbolically. Okay, it's also said that Lord Krishna was so expert in playing the flute, and the music was so soothing and comforting that all used to get mesmerized by listening to the songs or the music played by Lord Krishna. Even it is said that the river Jamuna would change its course when it heard the flute playing of Lord Krishna. So these are some important aspects that I felt I should discuss with you. So while writing the answers, you have to include these points like Indianness, then the Radha Krishna myth in your critical appreciation, especially in your critical appreciation. Then I had also pointed out while explaining that there are uses of similes and imageries, like the blackbird is an imagery, then simile compared to the blackbird, that is also an imagery, you can say, or a simile like and such is used. So these are important points, and in the critical appreciation, please include these points. I'll give you the points of the long answers along with a few short answers.